And let's get started in child's pose. You can choose with your knees wide or with your knees together, with your arms beside you or in front of you. Maybe even with a prop, if you like, underneath the forehead or a cushion between the hips and the ankles, completely up to you. And as always, we start by bringing the awareness to the breath. This everlasting rhythm of life. Knowing that your breath can guide you back to your practice whenever you get lost in thought. And for our practice today, we will be focusing on the quote that I sent you with the class invitation, which is by Viktor Frankl and reads, "Between stimulus and response, there is a space, and in that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom," which I personally think is one of the best ways, or possibly the best, to kind of describe meaningful use of, our human free will, and also the secrets to that free will specifically. And I thought it ties into yoga beautifully because it helps us kind of find that space that he talks about between stimulus and response and enlarges it, helping us lead more conscious lives in a way. And also, in the end, everything we do in life is a choice, even if it's something that we really need to do. We also choose what to eat, what we care for, how we care for it, whether it is consciously or subconsciously, which makes me think of another quote, which is, "What you're not changing, you are choosing." And it is also true that sometimes, some things are out of our control, but something that is always within it is our reaction. How do we respond? And this is where the space between stimulus and response, I think, really matters. And also where we kind of beat, "This triggers me and therefore it must be avoided at all costs," and switch it to, I can sit with my discomfort or whichever feeling I'm feeling and choose where I direct it to next, which is vital or really important to personal growth, both of ourselves and our relationship. And so let's focus on this for our practice, allowing yourself to really tune in, deepening the connection to yourself and your ability to access that quiet space. For your practice today, I invite you to take note of it, of this space between the stimulus and response. Whether stimulus is something internal, like a physical sensation, or something external, and also whether response is a movement, a judgment, or a train of thought, or anything else. Simply note the space and then act consciously. And that's what we'll be doing for the coming hour. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. From here, when you're ready, if your arms are not out in front of you yet, gently bring them out in front of you from here. Slowly round and crawl all the way up to tabletop. And our first posture will be half pigeon. So simply slide your right knee forward, tuck your left toes under to slide them back. Keep them tucked under on the floor, and then bring either your elbows down or come down fully, depending on where you are. And then maybe you bring your forehead to a block, to a pillow, to your hands, or to the floor. Completely up to you. And once you land in your posture, your half pigeon, simply take note, firstly, of the physical sensations. And note without responding to whatever you take note of first. Maybe you were feeling some sensations that you might not necessarily like and you would otherwise immediately change. But see if you can first observe it today. And if or when you do make that change, do so consciously, making sure you're not fidgeting around needlessly. And simply keep focusing on your breath. And whenever something happens, whether mentally, emotionally, or physically, recognize anything happening as a response to something. And see if you can catch the maybe millisecond of space before a response kicks in. Making everything you do in your practice today super, super conscious. Thirty more seconds here. Slowly come all the way up. Slide your right knee back, your left knee forward. Tuck your right toes under. Slide the right foot back, and we come again all the way down. Making sure not to fully fall on the left hip. Keep your hips balanced. And again, we gently observe. Trying to catch the moment that maybe a usually subconscious decision is made. One more minute here. And we gently come all the way up. Shifting the weight onto your left hip. Bring your right foot up, around, and over. Bringing soles of the feet together. And any support you like back behind you. If it's a block, have it land in between the shoulder blades. If it's a pillow, you can simply leave it as it is. And slowly we come all the way down into our supported Matsyasana fish pose. Making sure our support is underneath or in between the shoulder blades. If you need, you can take an extra support and put it underneath your head, or you can simply leave your head dangling down and catching or being caught by the floor or leaning against whatever support is in between your shoulder blades. You can keep either your knees wide or bring them together and kick your legs long. Completely up to you. Closing your eyes here again. Softening your facial muscles. And then from your neck down, gently scan through your body, seeing if you can find any tension. And before you soften that tension, maybe even as a reflex once you've found it, and keep your awareness there without consciously softening it for just 2 breaths. And if you like, then feel free to soften. Becoming more aware of this tension, if any, so that we may recognize it sooner whenever we experience it in the future. And if you are distracted at any point, you gently catch yourself, bring yourself back to your practice. Focus on the gentle breath in and the gentle breath out through your nose. And simply observe the self, waiting for that stimuli space response. Aiming to catch yourself within the space, allowing it to grow bigger and more conscious. Staying here for one more minute. With your next breath in, gently bring your chin to your chest. Bring yourself all the way back up to seated. Stretching your legs out long. And you can keep your knees bent if you like. Pulling your heart up towards the sky, taking a big breath in, arms move up. And exhale, we fold all the way forward. You can catch onto the feet, the ankles, underneath the knees, or let them fall heavy next to your legs. We want the arms to be relaxed here. They should not be pumping muscle. Allowing your neck to relax, your head to fall heavy, chin to chest. And here again, simply observe. And sometimes when something happens and we immediately react, we might not yet be too late to catch that space. We can also make it, we can put that space there again and redirect. And again, a train of thought, movement of the body, and emotion is always a response to something. See if you can find what that something is. Maybe it is discomfort of focusing on a deeper self or simply not knowing how to. Knowing that your yoga or your meditation practice will not simply be a thing to do to relax or something that erases discomfort. Rather, it teaches us to stay with discomfort, to meet it, move through it, and eventually become more capable at doing that exact thing. And therefore, maybe be a more relaxed, a more peaceful person. But it is not necessarily a relaxing or peaceful activity at times. And that is okay. It's important that we get to know these parts of ourselves too. 2 more minutes here. And again, if you get distracted, you bring yourself back to your breath, to your practice. And breathing in to gently make your way all the way back up to seated. And all the way back down to your spine. Placing your soles of your feet of the ground on the ground. Allowing your spine to fall heavy for a moment. Bringing maybe one hand to belly, one hand to heart. And then from here, walk your right foot to the center of your mat. Lift your right heel. And then we bring the left foot or the left knee on top of the right. From here, we let the legs fall over to our right side. You can bring your right hand to your left knee. Your left hand either out to the side or onto the left side rib cage. Eyes fall to our left. Making sure that your left shoulder stays connected to the floor. As always, if this is too intense, you can unravel. Get into your regular spinal twist. And we'll be staying here for 4 minutes in total, so 3 more minutes from now. And gently keep observing. And maybe note where you feel the urge to escape, to fix, or to change. Whenever you feel any urge like this, you can stay for 3 breaths longer before making any adjustments, allowing yourself the difference between impulse and your conscious choice. And from here, gently come all the way back center. Unravel your legs and then re-revel right leg on top of your left this time. Lifting your left heel off of the floor and bringing your legs to full towards your left. Right shoulder blade stays on the floor. And if it is lifting a lot, maybe you simply want to unravel your legs. Noticing your breath. Three more minutes from now. And gently maintaining your focus on your practice. And when you get distracted, also recognize that getting distracted can be both stimuli and response at the same time. There can be something that distracted you or that you allowed yourself to get distracted by. And then it could be the stimuli of how you feel by being distracted. Is that frustrated? Or can you maybe let it go and simply bring yourself back to your practice and just try again? Last minute here. And gently bring your right hand over to the left side of your body, placing it on the floor so that you can slide your right knee further out to the left and all the way onto your stomach. Weaving your left arm out from underneath you, pressing that right knee back so that we can come all the way onto the knees, face the long side of the mat. And if your knees are usually sensitive on the mat, maybe grab some pillows or some blankets to put underneath them. We're moving into our frog pose, walking the knees wide, elbows down to the floor, and maybe blanket underneath the elbows if you like. Toes point out and heels point in. So the inside of your foot is facing and laying on the floor. From here, you can bring your forehead down to a block or to the floor or hanging in the air as you like. And feel free to rock forward and back slowly with your hips, noticing where the sweet spot lies for you and landing somewhere in your orange zone. Orange being somewhere where you can feel sensation, definitely, maybe even discomfort, but not ever pain. Green being somewhere where you feel barely anything or nothing even. And red being somewhere that hurts you and that is painful. We don't want to be in red, nor do we want to be in green. Staying here for 5 minutes. And whenever it gets tough and you think about moving out of the posture, if you're not in immediate pain, take a few moments, take a few breaths, see if you can meet it with breath first. Face the sensation. Maybe it's not so bad after all. Or maybe you simply dial back, allowing yourself time and choosing what is truly good for you. Halfway there. Meet it with breath. Fifty more seconds from now. Gently bring yourself to your hands from here. Bringing your toes together and then sitting back, sliding the knees together last. Coming all the way up to seated, making sure the feet are still together. Tops of the feet on the floor. You can bring your hands either next to the floor or next to your hips on the floor, or you can bring some blocks and place your hands on the blocks on whatever level is most comfortable for you, lifting your knees up and into the sky, stretching the top of your foot or your feet. Keeping your spine tall, your chin up high. And your knees do not have to be high. They can be low to the ground as well, as long as you feel the stretch. And if it's very heavy for you, keeping your knees up in the sky, which it often can be if they're a little bit lower, you can bring a rolled up blanket or a pillow underneath your knees, or even blocks. And again, we observe here stimuli, response, the space between. And if needed, the correction after. 2 more minutes. And soften in your body where you can soften. And don't hold unnecessary tension anywhere. And again, we meet sensation with breath. Calm determination. However, never pain. Gently lowering your knees from here. Bringing your hands forward in front of you. And slowly start to tuck your toes onto the floor. Making sure to move slow as our feet might feel tender after a stretch like that. And then once you've tucked your toes, make sure to spread them all. You can use some fingers to help you. And then we simply do the same. We sit back onto the feet. Taking gentle breaths in, gentle breaths out. Keeping your spine tall. Meeting sensation with breath. From here, gently release. Feel free to bring your hands to the blocks and slide them forward so that you can cross your ankles behind you and sit all the way back onto your bum, bringing soles of the feet together. Your knees wide. The closer your feet are to you, the more intense. The further they are away from you, the less intense. Taking a big breath in, pull your heart up, and the gentle breath out to fold forward, allowing your chin to fall down to your chest. And just for 1 minute here, interlacing your fingers behind your head, keeping your blocks in front of you, placing elbows onto blocks on any level, interlacing fingers, and then gently press your head against your hands or your hands against your head. Very softly, intensifying the stretch through your neck, through your spine. Feel free to walk your elbows forward onto the block. And then from here, we slowly release and come all the way back up. Taking blocks out of the way. Knees together, hands around your legs and forehead to knees into angel pose. One of the postures that for me makes turning inward and the most accessible, the easiest. Simply know your breath. Take note of you, your state, your breath, your thoughts, your emotions. And from here, gently let go of your legs, placing your hands next to your hips so that we can turn again to face in the front of our mat and slowly roll all the way down, hugging your knees into your chest, giving yourself a little rock from side to side. And when you are ready, you hug your nose into your knees. Squeeze yourself up into a teeny tiny ball. Squeeze, squeeze, tense, tense, tight, tight. And on your exhale, you full wide for Shavasana. Taking a big breath in through your nose, fill up belly, chest, and throat. And a big breath out, letting it all go. And fall into a deeper healing rest. Making sure each and every body or each and every muscle in your body is completely softened. And notice how even ease, even rest can be a stimuli for something. Maybe you allow yourself to fall into it fully. And simply note, how do you meet relaxation? And can you stay awake inside it? Relaxed yet alert, soft but aware. Noticing where your body falls heaviest into the floor. And then allow your body to follow that suggestion of falling heavy. And bringing your awareness to the most outer layer of your body, your skin. Notice where it is touching your mat, the floor, your clothes, and the open air. And bringing awareness to the muscles. Again, making sure they're soft and full heavy. And before we bring our awareness to the soft tissues of the body, allow your eyes to melt heavier into their sockets, your tongue to melt off of the roof of your mouth. Notice your breath moving in and out of your lungs. And then bring your awareness to the deepest layer of the physical body, your bones, that which provides you of your structure. And take a moment to thank your body here. Take a conscious moment to thank yourself. And as always, you're free to stay here for however long you need. Yet when you feel ready, you take a gentle breath in through your nose to bring yourself back to your body. And as you leave your Shavasana corpse pose, continue to nurture this quiet space, the space in between stimuli and response. Continue to nurture this connection to your deeper self. And allow yourself to return to it through your day, through the rest of your week, and the rest of your month. Knowing that when you come back to this deepest part of you, you are cultivating a clearer path both to your self-created happiness and simply a more consciously shapen life, or a more consciously shaped life. I invite you to take your time here. And thank you so much again for joining me today. Have a wonderful rest of your Monday, wonderful rest of your week. I'll see you guys Wednesday.